54 years after it came down, the stars and stripes are flying over the Malecón in Havana. Before Cuban dignitaries and with ordinary Cubans glued to TVs and radios, Secretary of State John Kerry reiterated the U.S. desire for reform.
The people of Cuba would be best served by a genuine democracy, where people are free to choose their leaders, express their ideas, practice their faith.
Kerry later met with his Cuban counterpart. Full normalization talks will start in September, even as the U.S. embargo remains in place. But in Miami, home to many Cuban-Americans, passions were high. A tiny group of protesters rallied to show their anger.
It's a betrayal to the freedoms of the Cuban people.
But with the passage of time, attitudes are changing in Miami, especially with younger Cuban-Americans. At the University of Miami, 20-year-old Alina Zerpa is a member of a Cuban students group and says she's very skeptical.
I feel torn because obviously the embargo's done nothing, but I don't think this is going to do anything either. I don't think giving them money like through tourism, which is funny because people who go there are only going to see the pretty side of Cuba.
Zerpa and others say they'll be watching to see how the Cuban government responds to the new U.S. stance, especially when it comes to media freedom and open access to the internet. Tony Winton, Associated Press, Miami.